So let's just, because there's probably going to be other people turning up, but meanwhile, let's just settle into meditation posture while I adjust the mic. Sorry, I keep forgetting to do that. And just checking everyone can hear me okay. It's clear enough. Okay. So just let's land. Bring your mind to the same place your body is. And just take a look and see what's bubbling up right now. Hello, Paul. Hi, Stephanie. And just notice it without judgment, just see what's there. And then check your sitting posture. Put that to one side. Sits bones raised. Check your hands. I mean, you don't have to put them in that meditation posture with that mudra. If it's more comfortable for you to sit with your hands on your knees or something, just do. That's fine too. Shoulders align with the hips and the ears align with the shoulders, and lengthen your spine. Just imagine your spine is a string of pearls of light. And it's lengthening. Someone's above you, lengthening you, just maybe like a puppet. Your head is slightly tipped forward and the eyes are down, looking along the length of the nose. Welcome, Barbara. To a spot about 2 inches ahead. If they were open. Tip of the tongue on the roof of the mouth and the lips are slightly apart. Let's bring your attention to the crown of the head and relax the scalp and the forehead, the eyes, the back of the eye, the nose, the cheeks, the area around the mouth, back of the head. Relax the ears, the inner ear, the temples, the jaw, the back of the tongue. And release any tension in the back of the neck. Relax your shoulders and allow your shoulder blades to drop down. Relax the throat, the chest, the belly, the limbs, hands, fingers, and feet and toes, and bring your mind to the breath. Just noticing the sensation of the air as you're inhaling and exhaling. And just notice if there are any sounds in your environment, inside or outside, and just allow those sounds to be there. Try not to be distracted or getting sort of run off to investigate or engage. And just notice what draws you away. And very gently bring yourself back. And now again, take a look at your mind. What's bubbling up to the surface? And again, don't judge. Just whatever is going on is completely fine. Just notice what's there. That's the only job right now. And then try not to create a story, follow a story, or make any judgments, or try not to engage. So just you be like an objective observer, just noticing what's happening. And then we put ourselves on this riverbank and watch that river of mental moments flow on by. And because we're not entangled with it, we're not being swept away, we're just sitting there watching. So let's bring to mind now all the people of our life. This is our very dear friends, our fierce friends, our goofy friends, our family, our spouses, our children. You know, those people in our life that make us laugh. They support us, we support them. And then there's those people, unfortunately, we probably sometimes best we stay away from. They're a bit disturbing, maybe they're harmful, or they're difficult for us. So we just do the best we can. But they're there. And then there's those strangers in our life. These are people that move in and out of our lives fleetingly. We don't take much notice of them. We might see them in the supermarket a couple of times, on the freeway. Maybe we just even see their car. We don't regard them in quite the same way as we regard our friends. With this friend, this enemy, and this stranger, they're all the same, actually. Because they all wish to be happy and to be free from suffering, and they all have this incredible capacity for this enlightened mind. So then we'll do this meditation this evening for all these people of our life. And again, if there's someone that maybe would be benefiting from being here, but they're just not interested, or they don't even know about it, or maybe the practice is a little bit too advanced, you can just put them next to you and imagine they're doing it with you. So just remember, we'll do it for all their sake, for the sake of all sentient beings. So remembering again, there's no negativity that cannot be purified. Nothing you've done so bad, it can't be purified. And we're creating negativity with our mind all the time, but we can change it. Our minds are flexible. Even science has proved it. The mind is actually malleable. So first we start with the power of regret. Sincerely regret from the depths of your heart. Anything you've done to harm any living being on this day, in this life, and in all past lives. And think of specific actions for both your body and your speech, and then in general, regret all. And the reason to regret is based on this logic of karma. We experience everything due to our past karma, our past actions. So having harmed others, we ourselves will necessarily experience suffering in the future. We know from the present suffering that we do not want it, we don't want more. So it makes sense logically to pull those karmic seeds out before they ripen as future suffering for us. And think like this: I regret from the depths of my heart having harmed others with my body and my speech, having broken my vows, because I do not want the future suffering. I'm sick of suffering. And also regret any anger, attachment, and the rest that are the cause of why we harm others. And think again, I'm sick of this suffering. Then think, what can I do about it? Whom can I turn to? So here we come to the power of reliance. We rely upon, we turn to the Buddha, the doctor, who has the methods that we can use to purify. And it's not that we're needing the Buddha to forgive us. We purify ourselves by relying upon his methods. So you imagine Vajrasattva above the crown of your head. You can also imagine this is your teacher, your spiritual guide, manifesting in this form for your benefit. And he's made of radiant, blissful white light. And he's sitting on a white lotus and a moon cushion. And this lotus, although born out of mud, so they grow in these kind of muddy ponds, they turn up untainted by mud. They look pristine once they open. So it's just like our enlightened potentials, born out of our delusions, but yet untainted by them. So it has this beautiful, radiant face. His eyes are long and peaceful and full of love and compassion for you and all those people of your life. He has no judgment towards you. He's accepting you exactly as you are and very happy you've turned up this evening. He has a sweet red mouth. His hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, the left underneath the right. The left is holding a bell representing wisdom. The right is holding a vajra, which represents indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I'm enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. So in order to develop compassion, we need to rely upon other beings, the very beings we have harmed, and those who have harmed us, by developing compassion for them. So think particularly of people you've harmed recently and in the past. And then remember those who have harmed you, and maybe a little bit more difficult, but we want to have compassion for them because they're going to suffer as a result of the harm they've done to you. So we make a strong aspiration to do this practice of purification for the sake of all these beings. So I think I must purify for their sake. So now we come to the power of the remedy, and this is the medicine, doing the practice of purification. So there's visualization and there's recitation of a mantra. So Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately now sends powerful white nectar, like coming out of a hose or a waterfall, from his heart, and it arcs around and into your crown and pours into your entire body, filling you completely. And it keeps pouring into you until it forces out of all your lower orifices all the harm you have ever done to any living being with your body in the form of inky liquid. And this pours out of you and disappears into space, not one atom left, as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinopatita Dura mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa anarakta mebowa sawasiti mempiyata sawakama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame maza vajrabawa ma samaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinopatita Dura mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mempiyata sawakama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinopatita Dida mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mempiyata sawakama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinopatita Dura mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mempiyata sawakama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinopatita Dura mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mempiyata sawakama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dinopatita Dura mebowa sutokaya mebowa supokaya mebowa Anarakta mebowa sawasiti mempiyata sawakama sitame sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramame mutsa vajrabawa mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So be delighted that all the harm you've ever done to any sentient being with your body is now completely purified, and think there's no way you could do anything but benefit others now with your body. And the next is the purifications of speech. And again, Vajrasattva very happily sends powerful nectar from his heart chakra, and it arcs around and forcefully enters your crown, filling your entire body, except this time forcing up to the top of your body all the negativity of your speech, which overflows and disappears into space, not one atom left. So you can just imagine that all the gossip and the harsh speech and the lying and useless speech, kind of jabbering on about nothing really, careless speech, talking badly about others behind their backs. All of this is purified by this powerful nectar filling you as you recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Karuhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Samaya Saka Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahazamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Sawasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe. Again, feel so happy that your speech is now completely purified. And imagine it's not possible to do anything but benefit others now with your speech. So just imagine that somebody's having some difficulty with something and you're able, with your wisdom and your compassion and your kindness, to say the perfect thing that is going to benefit their mind. That's something that will help them. That would be amazing to be able to be like that all the time. So the next is a purification of the mind. And Vajrasattva now very compassionately sends powerful beams of light, this time from his heart chakra. And this kind of arcs around and enters your crown and fills your entire being, which is the same as when you walk into a room and switch on a light. That light instantly dispels the darkness. So it's the same when this light from Vajrasattva's heart touches your heart, all the darkness of the negativity of your mind, so all your jealousy, depression, anxiety, insecurities, not feeling enough, not feeling like you are giving enough or doing enough or being enough. All of this instantly dispelled by this light as we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Dida Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta Meboa Savasiti Mempiyata Sawakama Sitame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ho Bhagavan Sawatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabala Mahasamaya Sattva Ahom Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Dinapatita Duda Meboa Sutokaya Meboa Sipokaya Meboa Anarakta bawa sawa siti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami mutta vajrabawa maha samaya sata aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta bawa sawa siti mimpi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami matsa vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Dida mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mepi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami matsa vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sapokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siti mepi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami matsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sapokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawa siti mepi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawa tata gata vajramami matsa vajrabala mahasamaya sattva aham pe. So again, be delighted that all your delusions, which are the source of all of our own suffering and the cause of why we harm others with our body and our speech, are totally purified. And think there is no space in your heart now for anything other than love and kindness and forgiveness and wisdom and bliss and compassion. So next is a purification of the imprints of negativity of body, speech, and mind. So if you wish, you can just imagine light and nectar pouring in. And if you wish, you can recite just a couple of mantras each for and imagine the visualization that we've just done of the body, the speech, and the mind, or you can just have light and nectar pouring into you, filling you completely. Whichever one you do, imagine it eradicates even the slightest imprints of negative energy from your mind as you recite the mantra. Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam Shriyam Guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham pe Vajrasattva samaya manupalaya Vajrasattva dina patita Duda mebawa sutokaya mebawa sipokaya mebawa Anarakta mebawa sawasiti mebi yatsa sawa kama sita me Sitam shriyam guruhum ha ho bhagavan Sawatata gata vajramami mutta vajrabala mahasamaya saka aham Hey. Now feel you're completely purified. Not one atom of negativity left in your mind stream. And even the subtlest obscurations to your enlightenment have been removed. So next we come to the power of resolve. And again, just remind yourself, rejoice. You've even managed to make space in your life to turn up here tonight. And most of you are coming pretty consistently. So it's really amazing. And consistently for a very long time now, months and months and months, for some even over a year. So it's really incredible. It's fantastic and such a precious practice. This one is very powerful. So that's great. So really just go, wow, look what I did. It's amazing. And then rejoice in the efforts that you're making to kind of get on top of your habits that are harmful to yourself and to others. These things we do with our body and our speech and our mind. So maybe you have this habit to get engaged in all this kind of negative self-talk, putting yourself down, telling yourself off. So what I want you to imagine, I think I might have mentioned this once before, but imagine yourself, if you have a photo of yourself as a 3, 4, 5, 6-year-old, that's you. And imagine you saying those things that you say to yourself to that child. Well, you wouldn't, would you? Because you'd feel awful. But you are, because that's you. So just remember, when you're engaging in your negative self-talk, remember who it is you're talking to. And then try and refrain from it. And then catch yourself, hold back for 5 seconds or 5 minutes or overnight. And then these other habits that we have that maybe are harmful, we just let loose with our speech sometimes, we forget. So we try and get on top of that. And we make a decision. I am going to work on something tonight, between now and tomorrow. And then rejoice in your efforts, no matter how humble. So Vajrasattva is delighted with us, and wanting to merge with your mind, he melts into white light and absorbs into you through your crown. And think, my Guru's body, speech, and mind, Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, and my own body, speech, and mind are the same thing. And LAMA YESHE had a very sweet way of calling this union oneness. And next, Rinpoche recommends to meditate on the emptiness of the 3 circles. In emptiness, there is no I, the creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma, and there is no negative karma created. So at whatever level you understand emptiness, place your mind there for a little while. Because in this way we can think of all phenomena as being empty. They do not exist from their own side. And you can also think that perhaps the way things are appearing to me, the way I'm understanding things, the way I'm thinking about things may not necessarily be correct. So let's just dedicate all the merit, all the positive energy you've created by doing this purification to all living beings, and think, may all the virtuous karma I've created from doing this practice ripen as my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And for His Holiness the Dalai Lama, the wish-granting, wish-fulfilling jewel, source of every single benefit and happiness in this world, to the incomparably kind Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be spontaneously fulfilled. And for Lama Zopa Rinpoche, O Tub Shul Chang Jin Jam Gon Galloway, Tenzin Kyong Pelaway Kunzo Dog Porze, Chog Zum Kurway Leg Mon Tudrum. Padag sog dulje kondu jab tenjo. Lama Ursel, Venerable One, to you whose kindness exceeds that of all the conquerors, for those wanderers in far places, especially the West, mindful of your loving concern for us and intentionally descending again into a family of a far distant land, we make this request. O Lama, please live long. And Vajrasattva, a beloved teacher leading your students toward wisdom and compassion, explaining through exacting discernment the steps of the graduated path. You are the unequal guide. Please live a long and stable life. Thanks, everybody. Lovely to see you all. Lots of love. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Sleep well, everybody. Sweet dreams.
So
Okay.
lovely. Thank you.
Thank